Good
Hi.
afternoon. My name is Miriam Beatriz Rodrigues. I am here. I am queer. I am filled with existential fear. I was really young when I noticed I was not like the majority of girls. When I was playing houses with my friends, I didn't mind being the husband, and I was really into the idea of marrying a woman one day. Some years passed, and with it came puberty. I understood what that meant, and I still felt attracted to girls, but not only that. I felt attracted to boys. And that was really confusing. So I knew that whatever heterosexual is, I wasn't it. That's when I got to know the term bisexual. For 2 or 3 years, I believed I was bisexual. But what does bisexual mean? Historically, the term bisexual has referred not to men and women, but to same and different, as in attraction to people of your own gender and to people with genders different than your own. And then, one day, while I was bored at home scrolling on my phone through Tumblr, I discovered a word, pansexual. By reading the definition, I thought, oh, that's what I am. The term pansexual means attraction to other people regardless of gender. Many pansexual people describe themselves as being attracted to people based on personality and not gender. But I felt uneasy. This was not working. It was like I was labeling myself as if somehow I was trapped inside a box. And that made me go through a spiral of thoughts of who am I? How do I actually feel? What is my sexuality? And that's when I found out about a magical little word, queer. The meaning of queer has changed a lot over the past few decades, from this dictionary definition to being used as a slur, to being reclaimed by some LGBTQIA plus people, and to being rejected by others. Queer means many different things to many different people. Finding an umbrella term for a community as diverse as ours is not easy. Over the last 50 years, we've cycled through a great deal of them. The gay community became the gay and lesbian community, then the LGBT community, or the LGBTQ plus community, and so on. Queer is an umbrella term for sexual and gender minorities who don't consider themselves as heterosexual or cisgender. It encompasses a wide range of identities and doesn't risk excluding groups that the acronym may leave out. Some people find queer's ambiguity appealing since it gives a sense of community without the need for a more specific label. You might be gay, you might be trans, but we are queer and that brings us together. A lot of people like it because it's easy to say with decidedly less syllables than L, G, B, T, Q, I, A, and plus. There are many people who dislike the term, mostly due to its history as a slur in the 1960s onwards. People use the word queer as a weapon, usually saying it when attacking or trying to humiliate LGBTQIA plus people. The original definition of queer is strange or odd from a conventional viewpoint, unusually different, singular. To anyone who has been called queer as an insult, hearing it within your own community can remind you of those experiences, and that's fair too. But there's power in reclaiming words. It wasn't until the 1980s when activists began to reclaim it, writing it on their banners and flags when they marched down the street. Reclaiming language is a powerful tool against people's hate and bullying. The thinking behind it is that you can't be hurt by words that you use to describe yourself. It takes away a lot of that person's power if you turn around and say, yeah, I am, so what? During all these years that I understood what I was, I never felt as validated as in June 13, 2019, when Daniel Howell, a YouTube content creator and mental health ambassador, uploaded basically, I'm gay, a 45 minutes coming out video and said this amazing phrase: queer people exist. Choosing not to accept them is not an option. You were born this way, it is right, and anyone who has a problem with it, it's wrong. His words really stuck out for me, as he is someone I really looked up to since I was 12. And I'm 22 now, so it's been some time. And he made me feel proud of who I am. He made me feel seen. For me, being queer is an identity that's strong and proud, inclusive, and flexible. Queer allows me to navigate the ever-growing and shifting elements of who I am with a force field of recognition. Queer doesn't tie me down, it lifts me up. So while it's a word we use, please keep it in mind that not everybody uses it, and that's totally okay if they don't. You don't have to force people to be accepting of something that they don't feel comfortable, they don't feel okay with it. But don't forget to ever be proud of who you are. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.